Hi, guys. We look forward to being home for the third week in a row. We always look forward to, playing in front of our home fans. They bring a great atmosphere to the game, to the stadium, and hopefully we can do our part this week in preparing and getting ready to play a Dolphins team that, although their record's not what they want it to be, but they have been playing good football the last 3 weeks. They've won 2 out of the last 3 games. They have done a good job of protecting the football, eliminating penalties, which put them in positions to win games the last couple of weeks, and they've done that and capitalized on that. Any questions?
Freddie, how do you keep your team focused on the Dolphins game? You got guys with appeals hearings this week. You're missing guys in practice. Sheldon even said it's kind of weird in the meeting room. I'm the only one, in there right now from the starting group. Keeping the team focused on the task at hand.
That's what we try to do every week. Is we try to focus on what we can control, and the only thing we can control is today. And in today, we control how we prepare to go on the football field, onto the practice field, and how we practice and how we have attention to detail, and worry more about ourselves than anything outside of this building at this present time, and stay focused on the day.
Do you have any sense of where Njoku is in his recovery?
He's getting more healthy, so from that standpoint, that's all I know. I don't know what kind of condition he's in. I don't know where he's at mentally. Sometimes you just have to put them out there and see how they do.
Any restrictions, Freddie? Like, is he allowed to have full contact coming off the wrist?
Yes, he's ready to go full contact.
If he is, how much can he help you if he's ready to go Sunday?
Well, we haven't made a decision on that. We ain't even seen today what he can do today, so we'll get him out there and see. I mean, if he can play 2 plays, that's not going to help us at all. So we'll see.
Baker's stats the last 3 games, they are much different and improved from earlier this season. Have you seen any difference in him, or to what do you attribute the better numbers lately?
I think he's been playing better, but I also think it has a lot to do with the people around him have been playing better. I think the receivers have done a much better job of controlling what they can control, and that's how they do their job, and which quarterbacks find great comfort in that. So just like when quarterback's not doing as well as he should be, sometimes it has more to do with or just as much to do with people around him, and when a quarterback does well, it means the other people around him are doing their job at a better and higher rate also. So I think that's the main thing that's happened.
Did you see an improvement in how he handled the pass rush as far as moving in the pocket and buying some time to make some plays down the field?
I think it's been a conscious effort, continued effort to stay in the pocket. That's where you're the most safe, is in the pocket, and that's where the field is still, both sides of the field, horizontally and vertically, is still available to you. So that's always a constant. You don't want to take the fact that he is athletic, he can get outside the pocket and make plays, but you also have to understand that more plays are to be made from inside the pocket.
If you would win Sunday and be 5-6, you'd be in a cluster of teams, right behind the main teams in the wild card hunt. Are you using the wild card hunt or any playoff talk as motivation for your team if it would win this game?
No, I'm using the fact that we want to be the best that we can be today, and then go out and put our best foot forward and let the scoreboard take care of itself on Sunday.
Did anybody from the Browns accompany Myles to New York for the hearing?
I'm sure if that was able to happen, it happened. So I don't know for a fact. I do. I just don't know who I'm gonna say. So
Is there any?
I don't know if I can say. Can I say? No. Okay. I don't know.
Do you know, is there any sense of optimism within the Browns that suspension will be reduced?
We're just going, here in this building today, we're worried about Miami. We can't control that. We couldn't control initially we couldn't, all the sentencing and stuff like that. We just, we're just going to control what we control. We have nothing to do with that. Myles has great representation, but more importantly, Myles will represent himself well. We're going to continue to support him and Larry, and we will not waver with that support.
You can control the message to your team and hopefully what they learned from that game. What do you hope that your players learn from that whole experience?
Well, we talk all the time about being the smartest, toughest football team, and sometimes one of those things don't happen, and you decrease your chances of winning, and you decrease your chances of being successful. And we want to add both of those to the mix, not one without the other. So you have to be both. That's a continual conversation topic, and will always be discussed.
Freddie, in terms of Nick Chubb winning this sportsmanship award, can you just talk about how sportsmanship applies to him? You've talked a lot about him during the year, but just in the element of that award, why is he the best nominee for this team?
Well, Nick goes about his business every day. He takes great pride in how he performs, how he prepares, how he practices, and he exemplifies, I think, everything you want in a football player. We've got other guys that exemplify those same things, but Nick does it on an everyday basis.
Myles on the field, I don't have to give you the stats of how effective he is as a rusher for you. How do you replace that, or how do you change so that somehow you can still get that pressure with his not being there?
Well, I think it goes back to football being a game of 11 people on the field, and everybody has to do their job, and everybody has to do their job efficiently to put ourselves in the best position to be successful on each play, whether that be covering a little better, rushing a little better. Just everybody has to be on top of their game a little bit more. That's the reason football is the ultimate team game. It's not just one individual. It's an ultimate team game, and we've got to exemplify that.
Players are confident they can get the job done without him. He's such a good player.
Well, Myles, you're never going to replace a Myles Garrett with one individual. That's what makes him so special. But do we feel like we've got guys here that can do the job? Yes, we do. And I think those guys feel confident in that too.
That game the other day, Mayfield said that the offense still has a long way to go. I mean, and in that context, you're in your third game now with Hunt back. Is the offense about to make a jump, or what do you see happening with the offense in the context of him saying you still have a long way to go?
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment. We've got a long way to go, but I'd also agree or state that the main job of the offense is to do enough to win the football game. We're not looking for style points, not looking at stats. I'm looking to do enough to win the football game. And so in saying that, I think we did a good job last week.
After all the emphasis on cutting out the turnovers, you guys have gone 3 games in a row without one. And how much has Baker kind of led that charge?
Hey, listen, the game of football hadn't changed in, 150 years. If you protect the football, you're going to have a chance to win. So, of course, that's a big key in it. That's our goal every week. Of course, when you turn the ball over, you give them an opportunity to score, and you don't have that opportunity any longer for that drive. So it comes down to basic math. If you keep the ball longer, you have a better chance to score. You score more points, you win.
Anything specifically that you think Baker's doing better to help? I mean, you guys talk about feet and eyes a lot. Is all that connected? Or?
Well, I think that's part of it, and part of it is receivers being where they're supposed to be, and protection being what it's supposed to be, and running backs picking up their protection, and running backs carrying the ball properly. You always have a choice when you have the ball in your hands to do the things necessary to protect that football. And if you do those, usually you protect the football. And the game usually in this league comes down to plus and takeaway and giveaways. And we want to remain on the plus side of that. And also, a lot can be said of our defense getting the turnovers, because that makes us plus and take away giveaway. And anytime you're plus, you've got a better chance to win the game.
Obviously, you guys are shorthanded at safety without Burnett, Murray. What have you seen out of Burris and Redwine, who are probably going to play more snaps?
Well, I've been impressed with Red, the way he's come on during the course of the year and continued to get better. And it started on special teams where he started being more consistent in how he approaches his week. Sometimes these young guys have to get used to the week as far as what you do on Wednesday. What does Wednesday football look like? What does Thursday football look like? What does Friday football look like? And then just progress during the course of the week to enable themselves to have a better chance to succeed on Sundays. So he's done a good job of developing his routine during the course of the week, mentally and physically, to be ready to play on Sunday. So Justin came into a tough situation earlier in the year, was here less than 48 hours and played in a game for us and played well. So that says a lot about his football character from the standpoint of being able to focus and concentrate. We like to use the word of hyper focus. You know what that means? What does it mean? Intense focus and concentration. All right, good, yeah. In one way or another it is, maybe the wrong way, but anyways, it's intense focus and concentration, and Justin's has demonstrated he's got the ability to do that. And we're not asking them to do it over the long haul. We're just asking them to do it today, and that's what they've done a good job of. Do it today, and then wake up tomorrow and do it again tomorrow. That'll always be the stress and the thing that we want to, carry over on a day-to-day basis is our focus and concentration on just getting better that day.
Running back at practice today?
We will not today. It's still kind of day-to-day. I'm always holding out hope that he can practice. I like Olivier.
Freddie, last Thursday, Baker was kind of put in a tough spot. All of that happened. Moments later, he's on national TV trying to, explain and kind of set the tone for how it was going to be talked about afterward. How did you think he handled that situation?
I think, there's a lot of emotions in the game of football, and then when you walk off the football field, those emotions just don't stop. So I really don't even have anything to say about it. I think sometimes you just say what you feel at the moment. I was the same way. You get asked questions, you want to answer the questions, you want to be truthful with people, and I think he did a good job of that.
The game being emotional, and there's positive emotions. You got guys who celebrate touchdowns and have fun doing it. Are you surprised a guy like Chubb just never celebrates after a long run?
No, I'm not surprised by it. I think Nick really does a good job of maintaining his composure in whatever the situation is, maintaining his emotion, and he has an internal desire to be good, and he recognizes that it's just one play, and it's kind of just how you perform on that one play, and just the magnitude of that play is a small part of the game. But no, I'm not surprised he keeps his emotions in check, because I think he feels that's the way he performs the best. And I think he's always going to do what he does, or he thinks is best to perform his best. I've got Nick Chubb. That's good with me.
Do you think he rubs off on anybody else, though, the way he goes about his work?
I think that whole room, that whole position group, does a good job of affecting each other in a positive manner, and Nick's certainly a part of that.
With everything that happened at the end of the Pittsburgh game, and all the public talk, needing to kind of publicly approach that cautiously in the way you are with us, I assume it's different. Your meetings with your coaches, and when you're talking to your coaches, has there been a ton of talk about this topic and how the team needs to do X, Y, and Z to respond to it?
What topic is that again?
The Pittsburgh, the whole Garrett thing and the way the Pittsburgh game ended.
Oh, no.
Some people act like you should apologize for wanting to win the next game.
No, we're going to get ready to play Miami. We're trying to go 1-0 this week. That's the only thing we're trying to do. We can't do anything about last week. Can't do anything about 2 weeks from now. We're just trying to go 1-0 this week. To answer your question a little further, though, Tony, I want these guys to be like, I think you're trying to get, do I care if they celebrate and all that when they do something good? I want them to be themselves. I just don't want them to hurt the team, ever, on or off the field.
Kareem and Nick on the field against the Steelers, you guys averaged 7 yards a play. I know nothing's easy, but has integrating Kareem into the offense worked perhaps about as seamlessly as you could have hoped at this point in the season, and with another running back who's also having an outstanding year?
Yeah, I think so. I think anytime you can put a good football player on the field, it's kind of easy. Makes you look good at times as a play caller and as a coach. Stump became a lot better coach, when he started coaching Kareem and Nick, and he was a pretty good coach before he started coaching Kareem. So, anytime you can get good players on the field at the same time and it increases their production in both areas, it's a good thing.
Brian Cox, is he useful in the game at this point? Is he caught up to what you're trying to do?
I think he's a smart guy that's going to kind of immerse himself into our system here. He started that last week, and I think it'll continue to happen.